everyone, and welcome back. I'm your local Samaritan, Samara O'Gorman, and on today's episode, we talk to Mike Kennedy. Known as one of the past presidents of the United Irish Society of Montreal, has now made a new name for himself. For the last couple of months, Mike has been doing Facebook Lives dressed as Santa and dancing, with hope to spark joy in children's hearts in this isolated time. Take a look.
Hello?
Hi, I can hear you.
I can hear you too.
Amazing. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, very good. Amazing. Okay, well, thanks for coming on the show, Mike. It's great having you here. My friend Shannon Pine, for those watching at home, referred me to his videos, and I thought it was perfect to share on this kindness campaign that I've started. So the first question that I have for you, Mike, is a couple of months ago now, you decided to put on a Santa costume, get in front of the camera, and do Facebook Lives for kids to tune in and dance with you. And I, for one, was definitely worried about kids' mental health during this pandemic and, not being able to see their friends, not being able to play at the park. It was very foreign to them. For parents especially, I feel like they had to be mindful for what their kids saw on TV, on the radio, online, and your live videos were certainly a beacon of light in such a dark time. So tell us how they came to be, how you came up with the idea, and how you started them.
Well, as you can see, it doesn't take much to get into costume. Um, it's uh, it's more the sweater. I put on my T-shirt and I got my hat, and
Oh, there it is, the iconic hat.
in a matter of 2 seconds, um, and it happens every time I go outside or I'm in a shopping center or something. There's a lot of kids that will stop and it's worth $1 million to me. It's somebody always said to me, well, why don't you shave off the beard? And I said, well, Superman never gave up his cape, did he? So
No, exactly.
and so when he puts on that cape, the kids are happy and they smile, and so that's my I guess that's my costume, right?
Yeah,
Well,
it's easy, and why not spread kindness?
and again, I love music. I've been a disc jockey for 35 years, and
Wow.
yeah, so I enjoy playing music. I enjoy, people celebrating to music. I've done weddings, bar mitzvahs, many different events. So it's um, it's in the blood to see people dancing and people having fun. So my thought at the beginning was, if I take a certain amount, like 15, 20 minutes, and we were doing it on a Wednesday night and a Sunday night, and 15 minutes at a time, and we were hitting all kinds of situations because Facebook mostly didn't let the music. It has the rights to, so they were cutting me off a lot. So
Yeah, with the copyright claims.
that's correct.
I know. I've been there, done that. It's scary business. I don't want to get blocked off of Facebook forever.
Yeah.
But I agree with you there that dancing is a form of healing, and I think you really captured that with your lives. Yeah, we're very, very grateful for the technology that we have.
Yeah. And like I said, I wish I could have used it better to reach more, just to make sure that all the kids out there, just to make sure they're safe, but to also make sure that they're smiling and they're laughing and they're having that fun. Because there's nothing, people say, well, how much do you charge? Maybe come to a party for me. How much do you charge? If I bring you down to, I said, I get paid every time I see a smile on a child's face, I
Yeah.
get paid. We do the Children's Hospital. We do a Christmas in July. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it this year, but we do the Children's Hospital each year where we air in sports, the guys, my club and that. And I go up as Santa Claus and the boys bring ice cream. And, we do all of the kids that can't come out of their rooms and that. We bring them some ice cream and do a Christmas in July. And that's how I get paid. I get paid with every smile that I see, that every smile that lights up a child's face.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. That's such a sweet initiative that you've been putting on. And to go off of that, I think, Christmas in July is an unofficial holiday, but are you gearing up for like more lives in the coming weeks, or do you hope that you inspired others by bringing the dancing and fun at home with their own families, or are you going to try something else on a different platform?
Like I said, I'd love to keep on doing it. I'd love to I'd love to get a platform where somebody, where if, the kids want to say hi, or the kids want to, just make sure that everything's okay, and, that everything's going to be okay come this December, that Santa's going to be okay, and that, he's going to somehow, some way make it down that chimney.
Yes, he will.
And again, it's these troublesome times that they never had this before. They never had to stay in the house. They never had to, quarantine. I mean, more now the younger kids are able to go out and move around a little bit and, ease up a lot on. But to say that, yeah, I'd love to. I'd do it in a shot. It's
Hopefully everything works out and you'll get up and running again as Santa, and Christmas in July, as we like to call it. Hopefully find some copyright-free music, bouncy music, as you like to call it. I think it'd be fun.
Yep. Like I said, it's something that I'd really like to share, and it's where to make sure that the kids are laughing, kids are playing, kids are safe.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Absolutely. So moving on from Santa for a bit, I'm going to ask you another question. Before you became famous Facebook Santa, he takes his hat off. I'm quite involved in the Irish community, as I mentioned before.
Yep.
I'm usually parading as royalty every year, and I know you as past president of the UIS, and this
Yep.
pandemic started right as we were gearing up for St. Patrick's Day, and you and I both know how fun those festivities can be. But since we were all patient and respectful of the government guidelines, I want to ask you, how excited are you next year when green season finally rolls around?
Well, I get excited every year. It starts. It's usually the first weekend of February where we have the Queen's pageant downtown Montreal. That starts every year at the same time. It's always the first weekend of February.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I gear up for that. My whole life has been evolved around, helping out and organizing and getting all of that together. As president, as a past president, but when I was president in my 2 years that I served as president, it was just, going to the city hall and making sure that the police officers were all set up, make sure all security was all set up, make sure all the bus services were all set up, make sure all of the tow trucks were together, the signage. It's getting geared up for next year is the same as every year.
Mm-hmm.
I just you can't wait. When it starts. It's like Groundhog Day. We always say that because no matter what, that parade is going down the street.
And it's coming. Yeah.
That parade is going down the street. We're going to have the Irishman and Ear breakfast. We're going to have the mingle. We're going to have, there were some things that there was always a little hiccup, that may have, caused us to divert or do something else or make, the changes, like going down the Maisonneuve, like,
Mm-hmm.
having the parade on another
yeah.
street. There's many things that, why the old mingle, the first, started off as a mingle, it started off as Molson's came to the parade directors and said, listen, why don't you hold your last meeting at Molson's? And we're talking about Molson's, where the big sign is Molson.
Yes, yeah.
At their place. So we would go there, and they would let the beer flow. And when we left, they would put a 6-pack under our arm.
Wow.
Send us on our way.
Now that's an Irish act of kindness right there.
and we would go down to Cheers, and we would go into Cheers and put our beers in the snow.
Wow.
And, come back out after. And that was many years that happened, until Molson's seen that the older guys started giving their tickets to the younger guys, and then the younger guys got more rowdy, and
yeah, I like my dancing in the Pepsi Forum.
there you go.
I look forward to it every year. Amazing. Okay, so I think we're going to move on to our last question now. But thank you for sharing some green spirit. I liked hearing all those St. Patrick's Day festivity memories. I miss it so much.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited for when it comes again. So at Your Local Samaritan, my goal is to teach others the importance of kindness. And I think, what you did, encouraging people to get up and start moving, celebrate, and be festive in a dark time was very, very kind. And so I have one last question for you, Mike. Why do you think kindness is so important?
I think kindness is important because you have to remember how you feel when somebody else passes it to you. And I see that you liked my last picture that I put out. That was when I was president, and those are my children for Father's Day. And kindness is giving back, is paying forward, is making sure that what you received in your life is good and just, and now you're paying it forward to everybody else. I've had a fortunate life. Everything's been great for me, and I have a great family. And kindness is something that I think that should be always, shown, given. It's something, the way you treat people. You got to be kind to each other. It's just, you got to make sure that, even though times could be tough, times could be, rough, and there was, I'm sure, a Sunday or a Wednesday that I didn't want to dance, but if I told those kids that I was going to be there, I'm going to make sure I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
Coached a lot of sports when I was growing up, and I coached a lot of kids. And one of the things that I always said to them was that if I'm going to be here to coach you, just make sure that you're here to play, And I think that's the biggest thing with kindness, is to just make sure that you pay it forward and you be kind to one another.
Exactly. Well, thank you for articulating that so beautifully. I believe we should all spread kindness today and always. So thank you for joining me on Your Local Samaritan. You are the second person I've interviewed.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
So this is going to go down in my scrapbooks, so I say. So yeah, thanks for having us on. If you like this video, everyone watching at home, stay tuned. If Mike finds some copyright-free music, and he'll get up dancing again as Santa. And if it doesn't work out, if you see him in person, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You could say, "Hi, Santa," if you have some little...
Absolutely.
So yeah, thanks for joining me, Mike. If I don't see you around, I will for sure see you on St. Patrick's Day next year.
And I appreciate the gesture. I appreciate you reaching out. It means a lot to me, because it means that I did hit some nerve somewhere, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely, no problem. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Well, everyone, that's all we have time for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember to spread kindness today
And always, thank you, Mike, for graciously accepting to be on this episode. It means so much to me that you took time out of your day and you sparked joy in so many children's hearts through these Facebook Lives. So without further ado, I think it's time for everyone to celebrate Christmas in July. Thank you guys so much. Let's go make some snowmen out of pollen. See you guys next time. Bye.